Yo, what's good everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence.com and welcome to the PE discussion that I have here for you guys. So one of the overlooked games on the original Nintendo Wii was Red Steel 2. This game is actually phenomenal. There are some issues with it as far as the motion controls go, but as far as a motion controlled game with Wii Motion Plus goes, it's one of the best and one of the first games to utilize that, and I think it was the first third-party game to have that Wii Motion Plus on there. You were able to hook up that little Wii Motion Plus device or use the actual Wii Motion Plus built-in ones that they released later and use it to slash enemies up, to shoot enemies. It was actually really fun in a first-person type game, an adventure with upgrades and abilities and different things. Like I said, there are some downspots to the game, but the downspots mainly come because of the hardware that it was on. It looked really good on the Wii. I mean, seriously, it looked really good for a Wii game. It was using a modified version of the Unreal Engine, like an Unreal Engine 2.5. It ran at 60 frames per second. It was very fluid, which did cause some emptiness. There's a lot of emptiness in some of the towns and villages, but Red Steel 2 is just an amazing experience. And I think that Nintendo and Ubisoft, there were some mistakes made coming out with the Wii U. I definitely think if Nintendo and Ubisoft worked together to make Red Steel 3 as a launch title instead of Zombie U, that could have been a very, very, very lucrative and better thing to do, since it was an established franchise where people do know of, and the first game did do well. I think Red Steel 2 just came out a little bit later, and the fact that you needed a Wii Remote Plus to play the game might have turned off some people, despite it doing really well as far as Wii Remotion Plus add-ons. But still, the fact that you needed that and there was one with the bundle and one without it, I don't know. I think that could have hampered sales just a little bit. Also, the fact that Red Steel 1 wasn't necessarily the best game out there, I think people are like, well, you're not getting me again, despite it being a way better and a very different game from Red Steel 1 as far as controls, setting, everything like that. It's just so different, really. The only thing that's really the same is just the concept as far as using a sword and a gun. Other than that, it's a very different theme, it's a very different game. And I think that Ubisoft and Nintendo should work on a Nintendo NX game, launch game. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I would love to see a launch game of Red Steel 3. I think Red Steel 3 would be such an amazing thing to start out with because the atmosphere is there. Obviously, you have the characters that you can use, or you can do with a whole new cast of characters, but it is an established franchise that people do know of that's out of the norm. It's not something like, okay, they're typical Watch Dogs or they're typical Assassin's Creed that some Nintendo fans necessarily might not go out there and buy. A game like Red Steel 3 at the launch of Nintendo NX will not only bolster sales, but Nintendo fans will take note. And I think that having normal controls in this one, so let's just say you use the normal controller, that might be the best for this type of game. Even though it did use motion controls in the previous ones, I think just the concept is really fun. I think the concept and some of the mechanics that they had as far as the upgrading and things like that was good. There needs to be more meat on the game. That was one of the things with this game. There just wasn't a ton of content to do. There was a really kind of like lame challenge mode or whatever. It was okay. And this thing wasn't lame, but it was just really kind of bare bones. And the single player lasted around 10 hours or so. I think multiplayer would have been a very good thing. And that's one thing that I think kind of turned people off as well, because Red Steel 1 did have multiplayer, but Red Steel 2 didn't. So if you released Red Steel 3 kind of with this theme of Red Steel 2, but with online multiplayer, 4-on-4 or something like that, where you can shoot people up and have your sword, make a nice system for people to play, I think that could be a great launch title for Nintendo, and it can show that Nintendo is once again dedicated to the gamers out there, because with the Wii U, they didn't launch with that type of game. You had Zombie U, which was okay. That was something that was there. It was definitely a thing, but it was something that was foreign, and let's say the reviews didn't do it any good either. I mean, a lot of people were kind of just bashing it for lack of content, things like that. So take what you've learned from Red Steel 1, Red Steel 2, and apply that to Red Steel 3 as far as making a game goes. And I think that could be something that could really bolster NX and have something from Ubisoft to Nintendo fans. They can just say, hey, okay, we're back here. And Nintendo would have to help with the funding and promotion and things like that, just like they did with Zombie U. But that's something that I think Nintendo would do if they were going to make a quality Red Steel 3. So that is my thoughts on Red Steel. Let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see Red Steel 3 on the Nintendo NX? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, so that basically wraps it up for this video here. Make sure you hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and also subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and we will see you for the next one. And remember, game on. Peace.